The big yellow school bus rumbled to a stop in front of the grand gates of the city zoo. For Mr. Harrison's fourth grade class, this was the most anticipated day of the year. Among the students was a quiet, observant boy named Leo, who loved animals more than anything. Their teacher, Ms. Anya, clapped her hands. "All right, explorers. Today, we have a special mission. I want you all to find what you think is the funniest animal in the entire zoo. The best argument wins the grand prize." The energy was buzzing as they started their adventure. The first stop was Monkey Mountain, and it was an immediate hit. The kids pointed and laughed as a clever macaque snatched a visitor's map and pretended to read it, wrinkling its brow in mock concentration. Another little monkey mimicked a boy in the crowd, putting his hands on his hips and nodding his head just like the human. The whole class roared with laughter. "It's the monkeys. They're definitely the funniest," declared a girl named Maya, and many of her friends agreed. How could anything top a monkey reading a map? Next, they visited the penguin plunge. The air was cool, and the exhibit was designed to look like a slice of Antarctica. While most penguins were charmingly dignified, waddling around with an air of importance, one of them stood out. His name tag read Wobbles, and he was a natural-born slapstick comedian. He would trip over his own feet with a surprise squawk and then belly flop into the water, sending huge splashes over the viewing glass. The kids were in stitches, wiping water from their faces and pointing at the clumsy bird who seemed to be having the time of his life. From there, they moved on to the aviary, a noisy, colorful place filled with the sounds of the tropics. And that's where they met Pip, a sulfur-crested cockatoo who was basically a stand-up comedian with feathers. As the class approached, Pip perfectly imitated the sound of the school bell, making all the kids jump. Then, in a squawky but clear voice, he asked, "Is it lunchtime yet?" before bobbing his head and dancing on his perch. The class was howling with laughter. A talking, dancing bird was a tough act to follow. Leo had enjoyed it all, but nothing felt truly special to him yet. The monkeys were funny, the penguin was silly, and the cockatoo was a great mimic, but he was looking for something more. While the others were clamoring for ice cream and snacks, he wandered down a quieter, less traveled path that led to the river Otters. At first, it seemed like not much was happening. He just saw one otter, named Oscar, floating on his back and juggling a small, smooth stone, tossing it from one paw to the other with incredible dexterity. It was cute, but was it funny? Leo decided to wait and watch. And that's when Oscar's real genius was revealed. The otter suddenly dropped his stone and dove underwater, his sleek body zipping through the pool. He snuck along the edge of his enclosure, hiding behind rocks and peering around them like a secret agent on a mission. Leo was fascinated. What was he doing? Oscar was stealthily making his way toward the automated fish dispenser at the other end of the habitat. When the timer finally went off and a fish dropped into the water, he pounced on it with triumphant glee, as if he'd just outsmarted an evil mastermind instead of a simple machine. Leo started giggling. This was different. This was creative. But Oscar wasn't done. After his victory meal, he swam over to the underwater viewing glass, where a small toddler was watching, her face pressed against the thick pane. Oscar held up his favorite stone to show her, then would quickly hide behind a rock and pop back out with a whiskered grin. He was playing a game of peekaboo with a delighted little girl, who shrieked with joy every time he reappeared. Leo was no longer just giggling. He was laughing out loud. That's when he knew he had found his winner. At the end of the day, back in the classroom, Ms. Anya gathered all the papers. She read aloud the enthusiastic arguments from the other students. She read about the clever monkeys, the clumsy penguin, and the talking cockatoo, and everyone cheered for their favorites. Then, she picked up Leo's paper. "The funniest animal," he wrote, "is Oscar the otter. A monkey acting like a person is funny, but an otter acting like a secret agent and then playing peekaboo with a toddler is hilarious. He makes up his own games. He's not just funny, he's the star of his own adventure movie. A smile spread across Ms. Anya's face. She looked up at the class. We have our winner. Leo, congratulations. Leo beamed. By taking the time to watch quietly, he had discovered the best show of all. The secret, hilarious, and wonderfully creative life of the funniest animal in the zoo. Sometimes the greatest entertainment isn't the loudest, but the one you find when you take a moment to really look. What do you think is the funniest animal? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.